All right, welcome into Market Day Report. I am Scott Shelody, off and raring here on a Monday morning. I'll be with you all day, so I'm the lucky one today. Let's see what we've got going on in this Market Day edition. Let's talk about these corn markets and let's take a look at corn. I have to put that up on the screen. That'd be a good idea to get started right on a Monday. Here we go. What did we do overnight? Drum roll, please. Up 8.5 cents in that D's contract, 6.91 3/4, folks. You'll remember I've been talking all week last week about that $7 strike in D's corn. There's huge open interest there. That's going to be a magnet, obviously, and that's going to be the case here today. We're up 7.5 cents in March, right behind it to 6.98 1/4. But having a $7 handle on D's corn in the middle of harvest, it's pretty good going. Soybeans, what do we have happening over there? We're up 26 3/4 cents here today, November. 13.93 3/4 is last, trying to get up there to that $14 level, which we thought was going to be in the rear view. Jan's up 25 1/4 cents to 14.04 1/2. They've got a 14 there. Here we go. Buckle up. Wheat in Chicago, the Chicago wheat market up 36 cents here early on. 9.16 1/4 is left. We were up over 40 cents earlier today. Look at that. 9.24 1/4 was the high in D's. March is at 9.30 even right now, or well, overnight, 35 cents higher on the day. Let's take. Excuse me, I'm not used to reporting the morning ones, but these are all overnight prices, obviously. 34 cents higher in the hard red wheat in Kansas City. 10.02 3/4, got a 10 handle out there finally. 9.99 is the last price in March overnight, 32 3/4 cents higher. Spring wheat, let's take a look at what spring wheat's doing in Minneapolis. That's something similar, not quite as much though. It was up over 26 1/4 cents in that D's contract to 9.94 1/4. March up 26 1/4 cents as well. And there we go, there's another 10 out there. 10.02 even is where we ended up the morning in the March contract. Let's take a quick peek at what was going on in cotton. I did the radio show. It was up during the radio show. And that, too, overnight was up 300. Well, let's go to D's. 324 points to 87.47. All right. Let's bring in Brian Hoops from Midwest Market Solutions. Brian, thanks for being on the show here on a Monday morning. You're going to have to put up with me. Let's get out of the box and get after it. Well, I tell you what, it's like we keep getting out of bed every morning, and there's something new to worry about. But boy, oh boy. Not that we say we have to worry, but these are some pretty decent gains overnight.
Yeah, these are great opportunities, I think, for producers that are combining, maybe have a little bit of overrun. You know, the big news overnight was escalating tensions between Russia and Ukraine. Once again, Russia's bombing Kiev. Ukraine had bombed a bridge, and it really brings into question how long the export corridor with the Ukraine will remain open. And that's why we're seeing wheat as the upside leader here, based on this uncertainty and ideas that maybe we're going to have some opportunities to export some of our U.S. wheat as wheat out of Russia and Ukraine will be shut off. It's also helped corn, soybeans to rally. But, you know, that's the main feature. You have the supply and demand report coming out on Wednesday of this week. Will not have any crop progress numbers or weekly export inspections today because it's a government holiday. So we don't have a lot of that government information, but we're going to be trading the uncertainties just like we did last winter. They're becoming heightened once again, and it's giving producers, as you mentioned, December corn right up near that $7 mark. Soybeans getting close to the $14 mark in November. Beans once again. It's creating some opportunities for producers as we go into the remaining harvest time frame here.
Oh, you're right. I forgot we have a holiday today. Maybe because they took down all the statues, I forgot that this was actually a holiday day. But who knows about that, right? I guess just because the statues are down, that doesn't mean it's not a holiday. All right, that's all great stuff. We got more to talk about. I really appreciate you coming on so early in the morning, especially after an overnight session like we've just had. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more with Brian Hoops from Midwest Market Solutions after this. All right, welcome back to Market Day. I am still the cow guy, and the cow guy likes to take a look at live cattle. That's a cheap segue. It makes me smile. I know it's boring, but we still do it anyway. This is where we ended up overnight, or late Friday. These are Friday's closes. 145.32 an oct. That's unchanged, sharply unchanged. But look, D's was up 17 cents. Not a lot happening over there on Friday. 148.05, and we were up 12 cents in Feb to 151.75. Look at the board. You can tell there just wasn't a ton of volume going through on Friday. Let's see about feeders. Let's remind ourselves where we're starting off from here. Noah was down 80 cents to 175.62. You have to expect that with what we've got going with the higher prices already here this morning, that there will be some pressure here. And some negative news about the economy maybe too. $1.25 lower in that Jan contract to 176.60. But I don't want to take away all the fire from the guests, so we'll keep my mouth shut and let's take a look at lean hogs. Lean hogs, D's contracts down 62 cents to 77.15. That was Friday's close. February closed Friday at 35 cents lower to 79.95. Let's bring back in Brian Hoops from Midwest Market Solutions. Brian, thanks for sticking around and waiting in the wings. Very kind of you to do so. Any bright thoughts when it comes to the livestock market here this morning?
Cattle market last week steady to about $1 higher. We're looking for similar type of gains this week, another steady to $1 higher type calls. The packers have slowed their kill speeds in an effort to prop up their margins. Now, boxes were higher in the middle of the week, and by the end of the week, they were lower. So that effectively hurt their margins again. And we just don't have much in the way of margins to work with, so expect that they'll keep these kill speeds a little bit slower. Around 628,000 head killed last week, and that was up from 622 the week before. But it should be sub 630 again this week without much packer margins to work with. But it does look like cash wants to move higher. The numbers are real tight. Weights are coming down, so there's some real positive fundamentals. October cattle options went off the board on Friday, and then today's first notice day against the October live cattle futures should not be any deliveries, but October's going to have to keep pace with the cash markets. We may see October try and lead markets higher here if, in fact, we're going to see stronger cash trade this week.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a correlation. Obviously, we like to see what the economy is doing, and that can have an effect, obviously, on these meat prices. And we get out a lot of numbers today. Obviously, not today, this week. We have the USDA report on Wednesday. That's a big one. But we're going to also have some inflation numbers, PPI, CPI, and then we'll also get retail sales. There could be some decent volatility, don't you think?
Absolutely. Yeah, you mentioned CPI, PPI, those are some big numbers that'll come out middle of the week, and that will affect some of these outside markets, and that all spills over into the livestock, but also the grain market. So you'll have big moves probably in the U.S. dollar the index this week, big moves in crude oil futures along with the stock market, and all that flows into cattle and grains.
This would be a bad week to forget your seatbelt. I think you're right. And also, we had the jobs number last week, which looks to have emboldened the Fed to continue this shotgun approach and hiking these interest rates without waiting to see what the damage may be. And so it'll be key to what their strategy is going forward to get those inflation numbers. And you know what? They're not going to have in this latest 20% rally in crude oil either. So lots to talk about. That's going to be the good thing. And that means we'll be back in touch with each other soon. I really appreciate you coming on. That's Brian Hoops from Midwest Market Solutions coming on earlier this morning to get us ready for the day. And I'm going to roll this one up into a ball and throw it over to Janet.